Hello, children. Today let us learn the lesson Golu grows a nose from the text An Alien Hand. The story is a fiction that revolves around the growth of the trunk of an elephant from a snoot. In this lesson, we will read about the adventures of Golu the elephant. Now let's begin with the lesson. There was a time when the elephant had no trunk. He had only a bulgy nose. There was a baby elephant named Golu. He was very inquisitive by nature. He wanted to know how other animals managed their lives, and so he was full of questions. One day he asked the ostrich why it didn't fly like other birds. Then he asked the giraffe why it had spotty skin. Golu asked the hippopotamus why its eyes were so red. And on meeting the baboon, he asked him why melons tasted like melons. None of these animals had an answer to Golu's questions. Then one day, Golu met a myna, and he asked the bird about the food habits of a crocodile. The myna asked Golu to visit the banks of the Limpopo River and to find out for himself the answers to his questions. Then Golu went home and informed his family that he was going to the great Limpopo River to find out what the crocodile usually had for his dinner. Golu carried sufficient food for himself. Golu had never seen a crocodile before, and so he did not know how a crocodile looked like. On the way, he met a python, and he asked him about the crocodile. The python uncoiled himself, but did not give a reply to Golu's question. Golu helped him to coil around the branch and bid him goodbye. It took him a few days to reach Limpopo River. On the bank of the river, he saw a log of wood, which was actually a crocodile. Now, Golu was face to face with a crocodile. When it winked at Golu, Golu asked it if it had seen a crocodile. The crocodile told Golu that it was a crocodile and then asked Golu to come closer. Golu was afraid, but he went closer to the crocodile and asked him what he had for dinner. The crocodile asked Golu to come even closer and said that he would whisper his answer to him. Golu put his head down close to the crocodile's snoot, and the crocodile caught him by the nose. He then told Golu that a baby elephant was going to be his dinner that day. Golu screamed out of pain. The python came to Golu's rescue. He asked Golu to pull as hard as he could, as only that could stop the crocodile from dragging Golu into the stream. The crocodile coiled around Golu's stomach and helped him in trying to free himself from the crocodile. They kept pulling and pulling, and Golu's nose kept on stretching. Golu's nose was now 5 feet long, but it was free at last. Golu sat there for 2 days, waiting for his nose to cool and to shrink. The nose grew cool, but it did not shrink. At the end of the second day, the python pointed out to Golu the advantages of his long trunk. With the help of his long trunk, Golu could keep the flies away from his body. He could pluck large quantity of grass and stuff it into his mouth and throw mud or water on its body when it was too hot. Golu thanked the python and returned home. To conclude, there are a few points that we can understand from this lesson. The first one being interdependence of all living beings. It was the python who saved the elephant from the crocodile. And the second point, evolving or evolution is a natural phenomenon for the benefit of life on earth. The story talks about the evolving of elephant's trunk from a bulgy nose. And we all know how useful an elephant's trunk is to an elephant. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe and comment for suggestions.